I'm entering my 40th year, actually, this month in business. Never been a quitter, never shied away from tough situations. I think leadership, the cream always rises to the top. And I've always been someone who believes in the fact that if there's things we need to fix, we're going to fix them. If there are things the players have a perspective on that they don't like that we're doing or I'm doing, we'll fix them, Malika. So I think there's a point in time when obviously there's a lot of, and I said emotion, passion, whatever you want to call it, about what's going on right now. The league has grown enormously over the last 5
The room didn't just shift. It cracked. Phones went silent. Executives froze. And one name detonated across the entire league. Caitlin Clark. This isn't something unfolding later or a month from now. It's happening in real time, and it's moving fast. It started quietly, with one report, then another, then a third source, all echoing the same thing behind closed doors. Now the pressure on the WNBA's top office is unlike anything they've faced before, and it's colliding head-on with the exact moment Caitlin Clark's Nike partnership explodes to an entirely new level.
We're misaligned currently on what our stakeholders want from officiating. We have heard loud and clear that we have not lived up to that needed alignment, and that attention and change is needed to serve the WNBA to the level of excellence that is not currently being met in the various stakeholders' eyes. There are no greater stakeholders than our players. Their voice is integral to the alignment that is required for good officiating, and we look forward to including their perspectives on how our staff can better serve the game moving forward.
Not later, not months from now, right now. And that timing isn't coincidence, it's collision. While the league was still debating narratives, arguing over tone and questioning impact, Nike had already made its decision. They didn't wait for approval or ask permission. They backed the truck up. A new wave of Caitlin Clark branding hit the market, and the response was instant. Sellout, spikes, and global traction. These weren't quiet numbers. They were the kind that embarrassed anyone who ever doubted her. Inside league circles, sources say the mood flipped overnight, and what once felt like control quickly turned into panic.
The end of the season and then into the end of this calendar year. So we'll dialogue with players. I mean, one-on-one relationships, groups of relationships. Players have reached out to me, obviously. So have a lot of people in the basketball ecosystem about all the momentum we have and how important it is to continue that momentum. And I think together,
what was once silence turned into emergency conversations. Because you can't downplay someone the world has already crowned. That's when the tension reached the top. Reports began circulating that Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's position was under serious internal strain. Not a headline resignation or a press release, but pressure. The kind you feel when the ground shifts beneath your feet and everyone knows why. Players are watching. Sponsors are watching. Fans are watching. And Caitlin Clark isn't saying much. But she doesn't need to. Every time her name trends, every time her ad runs, every time her jersey moves units faster than anyone predicted, the contrast grows louder. The league tried to manage the moment. Nike amplified it, and that's the problem.
Isolating thing, and you don't really understand it until you go through it. And then I think the challenge for myself was just, it was one injury, and then I was like a little better, and then it kind of continued to compound and get worse, and other things pop up, and then I had the ankle injury. So it feels nice to finally be back to 100%. And in a way, at the end of the WNBA season, like obviously I did everything I could to try to be able to come back and be able to play for my team, but it just didn't really work. I think that was almost a way of relief for myself, just knowing that I gave everything I could to possibly try to play, but my body just wasn't really letting me. And then I continued to rehab, and now feeling back at 100%.
Inside the business side of basketball, insiders say this was never about one deal. It was about control. Who defines the future, who benefits from momentum, and who misread the moment so badly it can't be walked back. That's where things turned uncomfortable. Sources point to closed-door meetings, tense exchanges, and words like grateful, platform, and timing floating to the room. The kind of language that never plays well when the numbers tell a completely different story. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring attention. She brought leverage, and leverage changes everything. Nike didn't simply renew belief. They doubled down with expanded campaigns, long-term alignment, and global positioning. This wasn't a bet, it was a verdict. And when the biggest brand in sports decides who matters most, the rest of the ecosystem either adjusts or fractures. That's why this moment feels different. Not loud, not messy, just heavy. Fans notice at first as the tone shifted and conversations changed, and the question stopped being, is she the face? And became, why did anyone fight this? That's when the league office felt the heat. Because when momentum moves faster than leadership, accountability is never far behind.
Tweets then Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey supporting Hong Kong anti-government protesters in 2019. It says the WNBA has recently denied that its commissioner Kathy Engelbert will resign once a new CBA is reached. The threat of players striking to secure a better deal still remains. The possibility of both the NBA and WNBA playing games in China come as the former doubles down on its commitment to the country through a new multi-year partnership with the Chinese Basketball Association. This collaboration is a continuation of our long-term efforts to elevate the game of basketball in China at all levels. We look forward to strengthening our collective commitment to developing the next generation of NBA and WNBA players from.
Reports say Engelbert is evaluating next steps, and that phrase matters. It's not confirmation, but it's not nothing. It's what happens when pressure stacks from every direction, from players and partners to public perception. At the center of it all is Caitlin Clark, not campaigning, not clapping back, not arguing, just winning the moment. Every era has a tipping point, when resistance looks foolish in hindsight, and this feels like one of those moments. Nike didn't ask who was comfortable. They asked who moved the needle, and once that answer became undeniable, everything else began to shake. So this isn't just about a commissioner, a contract, or even one player. It's about what happens when the future arrives early and the system isn't ready for it. Because whether the league admits it today or a month from now, the truth is already out. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for space. She owns it, and the aftermath, we're watching it unfold.